So breaking news about the pandemic. Within the past hour, Governor Jay Inslee announced that everyone 16 years and older will be eligible for COVID vaccines starting on April 15th. We just heard that announcement. Big breaking news this afternoon. And that date beats President Biden's goal of having all adults eligible starting May 1st. Welcome to the King 5 News at 4. I'm Jessica Janner Castro.
I'm Greg Copeland. The vaccine rollout started as a trickle a few months ago, and it may soon look more like a flood as millions more people become eligible.
Basically, what we have to say is our efforts are working in the state of Washington. They've been working because we have made decisions based on science. They've been working because we have made priority decisions that have respected people's lives and our fundamental goal, which is to save lives in the state of Washington. And we are saving lives in the state of Washington big time.
We have team coverage for you. We're going to begin with Chris Daniels live at Lumen Field Mass Vaccine Clinic, where they could see a surge here shortly. Chris?
Yeah, Greg, April 15th is normally tax day in this country, but in Washington state it will be Vax Day with this big announcement from Washington Governor Jay Inslee, specifically citing the influx of supply into Washington state. Now at 400,000 doses a week, there has been more than 3 million shots already, and he says based on the math, based on the data, based on who has already received an inoculation, it is time to open it up for every adult, anyone over the age of 16 in just a couple of weeks. On April the 15th. That means, yes, that there will be more people eligible to come where I'm standing right now to the Lumen Field Event Center to get a shot. I want to show you a map of the western states now, the states on or west of the Continental Divide that have made similar decisions based on the amount of material volume vaccinations in the country. The CDC says over 150 million shots now have been used across the country, and you can see states like Idaho opening this up for everybody starting on Monday. California had already made the announcement to speed up the universal vaccination as well for April the 15th, so Inslee is following along the lines of the Golden State. Earlier today, I had a chance to talk with Cassie Bauer. She is the CEO of the Washington Hospital Association, and I asked her if the state is ready for all of this. Is our system, in your mind, set up to accommodate that at this point?
I think people will have to be patient in looking for a vaccine, but we have a lot of vaccine providers and they're ready to go. What we need is the supply. So it may take a few weeks for people to get an appointment, but they'll get one. So I think there's going to be some patience required, and but I think we've gotten through, the governor's phasing has gotten us through those who are most vulnerable, and it's showing in the data of hospitalizations and deaths. So I think we're excited and we're ready to get vaccines out to many more people.
And what I am being told here at the Lumen Field Event Center, the largest mass vaccination site in the region, is that there have been 5,000 doses handed out on a daily basis. That's how they've ramped up here over the last few days in terms of what they are able to give to the public right now. They are hoping eventually to get up to a 22,000 person a day limit here for vaccinations on site here at the Lumen Field Event Center. Let's send it back to you.
And Chris, I know you spoke with Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan. What did she have to say about the developments?
Well, as you know, Greg, Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan has been pushing up the timeline for this universal vaccination timeline, saying that there's been a lot of confusion here in the last several weeks about who exactly is eligible. I asked her today if she thought the city of Seattle was ready, and she said yes, that she pointed to the North Seattle vaccination site that was just opened today. That is one of 4. She believes that the infrastructure is now in place with sites like this one to be able to welcome in more people and speed up this process that we're now hearing about today from Washington Governor Jay Inslee.
Going to be a lot busier in the weeks to come behind you, that's for sure. Chris Daniels reporting in Seattle. Thanks, Chris.
Well, it was already a big day as far as the vaccines are concerned here in Washington state. And effective this morning, 2 million more Washingtonians became eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine, including anyone over the age of 60. King 5's Drew Mickelson is joining us live from a vaccine clinic in Tacoma. So, Drew, update us on this part of the story and how they have been able to handle that influx of new patients.
So far, so good, really. We're live this afternoon at a clinic here at the Tacoma-Pierce County Health Department. Everyone we spoke with said it went smoother than expected. The hardest part for many was actually getting an appointment on the first day that they were eligible today. So who now is eligible? Well, anyone 60 or over, anyone with 2 or more medical conditions, anyone living or working in congregate settings like correctional facilities, group homes, shelters, along with restaurant staffers and construction workers. The clinic today here at the health department moved people through all day. Many had been qualified and just happened to get their vaccine today, but some, especially those 60 plus without medical conditions, did whatever they had to be here today. In some cases, relying on relatives for help getting appointments.
There was one that opened on 10:30 on Tuesday, and by 10:32, all the appointments were gone.
It's really, really exciting to be able to be like, you're good, you're not a risk anymore.
It was very frustrating, yes. My husband and I were both saying, we kept seeing all the commercials and stuff, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. And we're like, we're trying. But yeah, it's nice to be finally qualified.
Now, just because 2 million more Washingtonians are suddenly eligible, that does not mean there are all of a sudden 2 million more doses here in the state. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll look at how that supply chain is really driving the decisions that the governor just made and how many clinics they have like this. Live in Tacoma, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.
Drew, thank you. Pfizer says its COVID-19 vaccine is safe and 100% effective in preventing kids ages 12 to 15 from getting coronavirus. These findings are preliminary. They have not been peer-reviewed, but if they stand, it's good news for middle and high schoolers. Pfizer plans to request emergency use of the 2-dose vaccine for this age group in the coming weeks, and that means they may be available by the summer before kids head back to school.
Meantime, COVID cases at nursing homes are way down since late last year. A new report shows 96% decline in COVID cases among senior living facilities since cases peaked in December. COVID-related deaths are also way down 91% from the end of 2020.